everyone knows what happened in that fight, didn't they? Like, I'd give him a boxing lesson and...
Your whole for Super Bradley Skeete.
Training your boy.
Yeah, lad, yeah.
Looking back, I'll never regret it because I've still got that belt now and I can still look and say I'm outright British champion. But winning the gold and standing on the podium, hearing the national anthem, and that was like a real moment. I'm like, wow, this is mad, this is crazy, I like this sort of thing. That pro and winning a British title, that was always, from growing up young, I always remembered the British title, and I said I was going to win it. Not just win it, I wanted to do it properly and win it outright. All the fighters that I'm in and around now, training, you got to make the most of it because it don't last for a long time. And it was a loss, but it was hard to take really because I believe I won that fight, and a lot of other people did. But it probably made me again, you know, like saying from fighting that welcome to the pros, that first loss, that I knew the next time I'd get an opportunity that wouldn't be happening again.
And welcome back to the Beef First podcast. Today's guest, we've got the former British welterweight professional boxer, now turned professional boxing coach, Mr. Bradley Skeete. How are you, lad?
I'm all good, mate. How you been?
Yeah, all good, look.
Good.
Finally nailed that intro. Perfect.
Got that.
Yeah, lads. But thanks for taking your time out to come on the podcast.
Mate.
I know you're busy, flying here, there and everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, jet set now.
Yeah, lad. All expenses paid, not perfect.
Can't complain, can I?
Exactly. Well, you've earned it, lad, with the career that you've had, so
yeah.
Why not? But yeah, thanks again for coming down, and if you can, take us back to the start, a little bit about where you grew up and how you got into sport that you love.
Yeah, taking it back, it was a long way now. But I started when I was about 7, 8. My dad worked for Sid Khan, who's got Earlsfield Boxing Club in Wandsworth, so I was grew up in Battersea, and I remember being young, and Sid's got 2 boys, David and Aaron, and I was growing up with them, and they was always going to the boxing gym, but my mum wasn't having none of it. She wouldn't let me go, sort of thing. And I remember, I was about 7, 8, and she finally let me go, and then I literally from then, that's all I remember. Like, I just was always down there. Richard Williams was there at the time, so he was still amateur, just turning pro, and I remember following his career. And then I grew up watching Nas, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to box. I loved all that, the flashy and fun stuff of it. And I was from that young, really, I just got into it, and didn't really look back from then, really.
Yeah. So Nas was your inspiration, if you like.
He was, yeah. Like I said, I grew up watching him. He was like my idol growing up watching Nas, yeah. Yeah,
well, he was some fighter, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. And I got to meet him when he boxed Tom Johnson. I met him for the first time, and then like got pictures and that. I was young, I was just like, oh my god, this is mad. But then, obviously, I know this is at the start, but moving like. Fast forward and all, being in, obviously ending my career in the same gym where he come from and everything, so it was like a surreal moment for me, do you know what I mean?
Mad. And just trying to think back, fast forward a bit to your pro career, I don't remember you ever having Prince Naseem shorts, did you?
Nah. Not boxing when I was younger, but I remember, like, you know, if there was ever like fancy dress parties or anything, I'd be like, yeah, mum, sort them. Yeah, sort them out. Cut up the leopard's print, because I remember he had like leopard print one time. It was all like Larry, like all like slits in them and that. So yeah, probably got them up in the loft somewhere.
Yeah, have to get them out. Get them out. So started off when you were 7.
Yeah, and then I remember, obviously I was always taking it serious, but I remember I entered the schoolboys and I had a good run in it. I got to the final, and I got beat in the final. But I remember there was like England selectors there, and I got a letter after, and then it was for the 4 nations. It was at the time. It was 4 nations at the time, and then I represented England, and then I won gold in that, and then from then really it was like it was quite serious, because I was then on the England team, on the England setup, and traveling around with England and boxing in tournaments all around the world, and we like to James DeGale, Billy Joe, Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? I was in the squad. Like, that's just a few of them have all gone and done massive things. Do you know what I mean? In the pros, and I was always in and around with them, and yeah, and then I just knew that boxing was for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Certainly getting that England call up must have been.
Yeah, buzzing. Yeah, because I was still young at that. I was school was like 11, 12. I was like, remember it was my first year in it, and I'd done really well. And that it was like they had. I know it's all different now. They got belts and all that, and gold and gloves and that. But our thing back then was like the unit. The badge. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I've got to have one of them, but unfortunately I got to 3 schoolboy finals and lost in the final every time. I was fuming, so didn't get the badge. But yeah, like it, from young. That's, you know, when it starts getting serious then, and like I said, boxing England and GB got involved, and yeah, it was really good. Again, the ABAs as well. That was like. Going like moving forward, I went in the ABAs 3 times. I think the first year I went in the senior ABAs, I lost in the semi-final, and then I went in again, and then I lost in the London final to Dudley O'Shaughnessy, who went on to win it, and we had a real good fight. And then I was thinking about turning pro around that time, and then I was like, I'm gonna have one more year, one more. Crack at it, and then it didn't happen. But lost in the final to Ronnie Heffron, so it was losing to good company. But then I thought, right, it's my time to go pro now. And
that was your time to turn.
Yeah.
Was you boxing around Europe and the world with England? Like,
yeah.
When came of that, or
when like we was going mad, please, like. Europeans, World Championships, Commonwealth Federations, like we was in good tournaments, been in and around good tournaments, and but obviously the Olympic thing. But you know, like the cycles every 4 years, and their team was now done then, so I wasn't gonna wait around and wait for them. It'd have been lovely to do that and get that sort of accomplishment, but that was. To be fair, I'd have loved to it, but it wasn't ever like, oh, I want to go to the Olympics. It wasn't really. I don't know. It was. I was in and around the team, but it wasn't like my drive. But turning pro and winning a British title, that was always, from growing up young. I always remembered the British title, and I said I was going to win it. Not just win it. I wanted to do it properly and win it outright. So to go on and do that was a real good achievement and a dream come true. Yeah,
well, that's certainly your biggest achievement in the pros. Maybe other than being selected for England, what was your biggest achievement as an amateur?
Amateurs, do you know what? As a schoolboy, winning that four nations, I remember like winning the gold and standing on the podium, hearing the national anthem, and that was like a real moment. of like, wow, this is mad, this is crazy, I like this sort of thing. That was a good. One of my biggest achievements too, yeah.
And a style of boxer, what was you like as an amateur? Did you have a bit of Naseem about you? Do the flip into the ring?
Nah. Do you know what? I loved his style and everything, but I wasn't really flash. Probably like hands low style, but I was quite tall, always tall for the weight, so I was real tall, rangy, just same really as in the pros, just tall, rangy on my jab. But at the time, computer scoring back then was like hit and don't get hit, so you just literally on the back foot moving around it. I had a really perfect style as an amateur really for that computer scoring, so just big tall as I was as a pro really.
Hit and don't get it. Perfect. So was you at the same amateur gym throughout your amateur?
So I lived in Battersea and grew up in Battersea, so Earlsfield was in Wandsworth, but like I say, I stayed. When I moved over to Penge, I stayed with Earlsfield all the way through. So I was with Sid Khan all the way through my amateur career. So didn't ever change gyms or anything.
Yeah, that's quite unheard of. Nowadays, you see people at gym up and out.
Exactly.
To see what they can find and things like that.
Yeah.
Or they say, "Oh, go and better myself."
Yeah. I had a real good relationship. Still have now. Sid's like family to me. So I was with him from start to finish, and he like I say, as an amateur, you travelling round up and down the motorway, going this championship, that championship, all around. He was always there. They was my best times because you can't beat them times. Like, with your club and that as well. You know, you got all the boys coming up in the minibus, and it's good. Yeah. It's good times.
Like a lads weekend.
That's it. Yeah.
So when you made that decision to turn pro, how old was you?
I turned pro. I was 22, but my debut I boxed like few days after my birthday, so 23 on my debut. I was 23. Yeah.
And was it something that was? I suppose you had age on your side, experience. Was it welcomed?
Yeah.
You were turning pro by your amateur coaches.
I spoke with Sid, and the year before when that was it. I lost to Ronnie Heffron the year before in the final, and I wanted to turn pro then. I didn't have enough of it, but I thought, this was my thing. But then he said, have another year, you'll win these ABAs, and then it'll be you get a better deal and everything when you're turning pro. So I was like, okay. Then I waited, and it was in the Londons. Then I lost to Dudley O'Shaughnessy, who then went on to win it. So I was done with it. And Sid was like, all right, he said this, he couldn't turn. He was all right. He didn't mind me turning pro. So.
Who did you turn pro with at the time?
I signed with Frank Warren, and Al Smith was training with Al Smith. But I was really good friends with James DeGale, so I was still amateur, but I was in and around when he turned pro. I was in and around the pro gym with him, with Jim McDonald and with James. So done a lot of training with Jim McDonald as well. But when I turned pro myself, I went and had a session with Al Smith, and I had a real good relationship as well with Al, and I stayed with him really. Just took my last 2 fights. I took a break and left and moved up to Sheffield and went with Dominkle. But I was with Al for 31 of my 33 fights. So had a good relationship and that with him too.
Well, that's good. That's good. So you had that debut.
Yeah.
What was that
at
like?
York Hall. It was mad. Like turning pro, it was like a massive thing. It was a big thing, and I was quite lucky. Like professional boxing, all about selling tickets. And nothing I've had to do before, and it's all new to me. And being with Frank Warren, obviously growing up looking at Prince Naseem, that's who he was with, and it was all surreal to me. Like I'm doing this now. Like, but coming out to York Hall, I remember I sold loads of tickets. So it was a good atmosphere, good buzz, and it was unbelievable. That's one thing I won't forget as well. My debut, I remember Al telling me you only get one, so go and enjoy it, sort of thing. It was tough. It was like welcome to the pros. I remember he was like a old school journeyman, Billy Smith. He boxed everyone, and it was just tough. Just keep walking me down. I was thinking, oh my God, this is hard. It's not like the amateurs. No head guard.
He's not fighting back either. So.
So it was good. It was good. Really enjoyed it, and it just seems now, looking back now, it seems like it just like. That's why I tell all the fighters that I'm in and around now, training, you got to make the most of it, because it don't last for a long time. And like looking back now, that was like when I was 23. I'm 38 now. Do you know what I mean? And time flies.
Yeah, just literally blinking.
Yeah.
So that night in there, was you just like, this is me. This is.
Yeah, I just.
What everything I've dreamt of, everything I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was good. With our boxers as an amateur in York Hall, the atmosphere was so different as a pro. It was just completely different. I remember all the top was busy. It just felt like everyone was looking down, and it was just a bit more. I know it's York Hall, but a bit more glitz. All the lights, cameras was on, and it was good. I thought, I could get used to this sort of thing.
And you were fine with like the build up, because obviously pros. The build up to a pro fight totally different to an amateur. So the weigh-ins and
all the weigh-ins. It was like as I was going on, it was more because when you're starting out, you're a bit lower down the bill, and then it's just as you're going on, and then like you're getting like day before weigh-ins and press conferences and media days and face-offs and that. And when I remember, I think after like my 9th fight, it was like they don't do them now. It's like a Masters title, and I boxed
Yeah.
Pete McDonough. I think it was like my ninth fight was, and obviously was very experienced. He'd been around and that, so that was my first obviously welcome to the pros. Like he was in my face and talking and little press conference and things like that. That's what I was like, oh wow, this is hard. We had a real good first fight. We had a real good fight. I was like, it was tough. Beaten by a couple rounds, but he'd probably say to this day that he won. You know, but it was a good tough fight. But that was like welcome to the pros. Got my first little belt, and I thought I was a world champion.
Yeah. Did you not? Did you win the Southern area before that though?
No, I won the sub. It was like that was like the Masters title was like they don't do it now, but then I won the Southern area after that.
You beat Chaz
Simmons. That was a real good build up because social media, like you know how social media is now. Like back then, it was like I'm sounding like I'm old man, but it wasn't like nothing like it was now. But it was because we was local. I lived and grew up in Penge, and he's from Croydon, so it was local. He knew like loads of people I kind of knew, and he'd been around years and boxing years, and he had the Southern area, so it was getting a bit of needle, and it was that was a good build up. But yeah, I was adamant I was gonna like wipe the floor with him, and got
you stopped it,
4 rounds got in there and busted him, so that was good. That was good little bragging rights for me. But then won the Southern area, then had a rematch with Pete. I can't remember, I was due to box, but they pulled out and Pete come in, and then had a rematch and with him, but weren't as close this time. It showed him levels that time. I was a pro then. Like I felt like I was a pro then, and probably could from the first fight till the second fight. You've got to have that. They're all them like experience and them learn that. So I tell my fighters now, like you got to have that experience because it's different. Like doing the rounds, and you know when losing rounds and you're not used to it, and so the 2 fights, if you've seen them both, you wouldn't even think that I was the same fighter. It's just having that experience of going 10 rounds.
Experience.
So won the Southern area, and then went on to win the English, and then had a good little role. So I went on win like a WBA Intercontinental belt too. Then I think first time I boxed with the British title, Frankie Gavin. He was obviously with Frank Warren. He was a big name in the amateurs. He was a big name. He was Frank Warren's golden boy sort of thing at the time, and he was doing really well. And the fight got spoke about for a while. It was building, and then we boxed for it, and it was on a massive card. It was Billy Joe, Eubank, Fury, Chisora. It was a real big card, and I was part of that. And to this day, I still believe I won that fight. I thought I won that fight. It was close, but it wasn't meant to be. And I thought my world was over, because that's the belt I wanted, the British title. Do you know what I mean? And
it was your first loss as a pro.
Loss as a pro, yeah. And it was like that was a great experience too. Like the build up, and I remember Jimmy Dunn Jr. was introducing me and hearing my name and that. And like I seen him on computer games and on like Mayweather fights and that. I was like, fuck it all. But that was good. But again, that was like I say, that was my first loss. But it was a loss. But it was hard to take really, because I believe I won that fight, and a lot of other people did. But it probably made me again, you know, like saying from fighting that welcome to the pros, that first loss, that I knew the next time I'd get an opportunity that wouldn't be happening again. And then I had a good little run. And then Sam Egerton at the time, he was British champion, British and Commonwealth champion, and he was a machine. He was
still going
smashing, he's still going out, and he was smashing everyone at the time. And I was thinking, oh my God, I've got to fight this lunatic. But I knew my style. I knew I'd been watching him. I'd seen him, and I'd seen him in prize fight as well. And he boxed my gym mate Johnny Garton, and he stopped him. And John used to give me real good rounds in the gym, tough as they come. And he went on and had a really good career. and I remember saying that ain't happening to me, sort of thing. I'm gonna show him. And yeah, when it was on it was on a Matchroom show, and I was obviously with Frank Warren, and it was Box Nation at the time, and I remember it was a bit cheeky because it was on Matchroom was obviously with Sky Sports, and I got shorts done and put the Box Nation logo all over my shorts. But I remember my manager at the time, he was like, no, don't put them out on yet, just wait till the last minute, get the shorts on. And yeah, that ruffled a few feathers, and yeah, went and boxed really well and got the job done. And that winning that was
give you full of belief and confidence.
Yeah, I was buzzing with that. I was British champion. So
everything you set out to do, and you.
That's it. That was a big thing for me, and that was like the highlight of my career, really. But then, like I said, winning it was wicked, unbelievable. But to win and say I'm British champion, I wanted to win it outright. So you have to defend it then 3 times, and domestic fights are sometimes harder than like big fights. You know what I mean, so I wanted to just get it done and get it done quite quick, and I done it quite quick, and then I was set out to do. But I probably missed opportunities, and looking back, I'll never regret it because I've still got that belt now, and I can still look and say I'm outright British champion. But I was getting told, move on, there's this fight here, this fight. But I put my heels in. I was like, no, I'll win this outright, and then I'll move on and get these if these opportunities are coming now, they'll still be there when I've won this outright. So I would never say I regret doing it, and because like I say now, people still know I'm outright British champion. So yeah, went on to defend that 3 times and win it outright, and then just after that I had a good run, and then I got an opportunity to box for the European title. It was vacant at the time, and this is where like I started seeing like the business side of things and boxing, like thinking, wow, this is mad. Like I was boxing for a vacant belt, and I had to go to his Kerman Lagaraja, his name is. He was a killer. Like he had 20 something fights, won them all, knocked out. Like he'd probably been to points twice, and then I was thinking, why am I fighting for a vacant belt in this lunatic's backyard? Like, what's this all about? This, like, surely it could be over here. It could be all set up for me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, went over and he done a job on me. To be fair, he done me in 2 rounds, and I wasn't myself then. Anyway, I'm not making no excuse. He done me well, but and then after that, I come back. Had a good win, and then I don't know. I didn't say fall out of love with it, but I just didn't have that same like buzz. And I had a fight, and he's a guy from Argentina, and he stopped me in 2 rounds, done me at Brentwood. I was like, after that, I was like, this ain't for me. Do you know what I mean? I just need a break. I didn't want to stop boxing. I just thought I just need a break.
Why was that? You're so high.
I was just
on such a high winning the British outright. There's not a lot of fighters have done.
No,
so then, it just 2 losses and.
Yeah, it just went a bit stale. Just went a bit like.
Well, the things that were coming your way, or.
Yeah, like after winning the British title outright, it just didn't really just nothing like.
So them opportunities that you said they'll still be there when they win this, they weren't there.
Yeah, no, they
strange
weren't.
that, isn't it? Like when you just won the British outright, you'd like to think that.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd have moved on like quicker because there was I won the British outright, and then I didn't even defend it. My fight after winning the British title. It wasn't a British title defence. I boxed. I defended the WBO European, like, and then I defended the. Like, it's just probably business side of things.
The
do you know what I mean?
And the politics side.
And then, going to Bilbao, fighting for a vacant European title against this killer. Do you know what I mean? It should have never been the case.
Happened.
Like, it just went set out for me sort of thing. It was like I was the opponent. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then I took that after getting stopped. Then I just needed a break as well because I struggled with the weight that fight. I was massive for the weight and probably done the weight wrong, and I just needed a break. I took a break, and then I think COVID. I think that's around the COVID times, and then it just I weren't even going to take that long out, and then I spoke with Al, and then Al was like he said I should retire sort of thing. He said, I think like you've had a good go now, and I think you should retire. But in my head I didn't want to thought I'm not ready to retire yet. I just wanted to have a break sort of thing, and so for him, like obviously I was even my coach. I thought he's obviously seen something maybe. Then I had a bit of doubt in my head and thinking, like maybe it is done. Like maybe I'm done. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm getting beat by and stopped by these sort of people. I shouldn't be even. The last guy shouldn't even have laced my boots. You know what I mean? I was what's this all about? But I took a break, and then COVID come, and then that put me back even longer. And then just thinking, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm done now. And then had a long layoff, and then I went up. I was doing a little bit, nothing. I was a little bit of PTing, and I was doing bits with Lightning Junior, and he obviously he loved Nas. He's seen his style and that now, and I remember I got a FaceTime, and he was fighting, and got a FaceTime, and Nas spoke to him and wished him well and everything, and he was like, oh my God, this is mad. And I'm friends with Naz's boys, and they come down and done a session with me, and Nas come down, brought the boys, and they was like, oh, come up to Sheffield. They was training up in Sheffield in the England gym. They was like, come up to Sheffield, like we'll come up here. And I knew who Dom was, I knew, but I'd never been to the Ingle gym or nothing. Even when I was on GB, I was up in Sheffield, but I never ever used to go Ingle gym. But I knew all about it and seen it and that, because obviously growing up watching Nas. And then I went up there for a week I took Lightning up there, went up there for a week, and spoke to Dom, and I said, oh, was it right for him to train? And he was like, yeah, jump in, he can jump in, body spar, do the lines, do the footwork and everything. And I knew when I walked in that gym, like I just had a feeling, like I just thought it's a good buzz. It felt like I was a kid again walking into Earlsfield. Do you know what I mean? Like get that feeling.
Buzz back sort of thing.
And then Dom was like, oh, like, you're not jumping in, like you're not the body spar. And I was like, nah, I'm just here with him. He was like, nah, that's not, you don't do that here. Like get your stuff. And I was like, what? I did have training gear with me. So I got jumped in body spine, and I was like getting beat from pillar to post, thinking, oh my God, this is crazy, never done this before. But we went and had a coffee after. I spoke to Dom, and he was like, what are you doing? Why you stopped tonight? Why aren't you boxing? He's like, he was doing really well. I just said, I think I'm done now. He's like, you're mad. He was like, why would you waste all what you've done? Like you can achieve so much more. What you doing? You're still young enough to like go in and do it. And then I was like, yeah. He's like, listen, it's an opportunity that you're gonna regret if you turn this down. If you say no now, then and you stop and walk away, you're gonna regret. You're gonna look back and regret it. And then I said, what if I come back, could I train here? Like I'd want to change sort of thing. I'd like to have a change and then have another go up here. And he was like, yeah. So I remember going home, and then I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna move up to Sheffield and move up to live up there and train there. So I remember come back, I spoke with Al, and then I said that I'd been up to Sheffield. I spoke to Dom, I said I wanted to have another crack, but I'm gonna like train up there. And he was fine, like Al was fine. He just said like good luck and everything. We're still close now, like I'm still helping Eddie Lamb with Sky and the iBox gym. I'm always out, but I've got to go there now after this. So we're good. I left him on good terms. It was never like a bad terms or anything. And then moved up to Sheffield. Was up there probably coming on a year, and then we got a fight. Had a fight with Dow Aerosmith. Got just like I'd been out the ring, but near on 2.5 years, and got a fight with Dow Aerosmith. And it was still the back end of COVID, so when they was doing shows outside, and it was in the car park in one of the car parks in Sheffield. And Dow was, again, he's a tough journeyman, been around, boxed everyone, never gets stopped, and boxed really well, and got him out in 3 rounds. And not many people have done that, and I felt really good. Moved up to super welter, they call it now, and which Dom was like, it's like told you, it's really like I always remember he said, like, if you'd have come up here a few years earlier, like like, I was like, oh man, but it is what it is. Yeah, I just loved the style, loved being around the gym. Kid got really close with him. Kel was obviously in and out the gym. Had a good buzz in the gym, and all the footwork, the lines, the circle, the drills, the blows, the body spine, it just suited me, and I really enjoyed it. And then after that, it was like nothing really was happening. I was wanting a fight, and I just said to Dom, like, listen, I'm ready. I'll fight anyone. And then the Hamzah fight obviously got mentioned and got spoke about. And Dom was like, you know this kid? And I was like, yeah, he's not bad, he's good. Like, he's young, but he's good. He's beating everyone up at the minute. But he was like, do you fancy it? I was like, yeah, no problem. Like, I knew that, because when I was years ago, he come down, I think he was still an amateur, and he come down to iBox, and then I sparred with a few of them, and it was like, I knew, like, I was like, yeah, I remember, he's a kid. Like, to me, he was a kid to me. Like, so I was well up for that fight, and I knew my style was made for him. He wouldn't have got near me, and that fight come around and happened, and everyone knows what happened in that fight, didn't they? Like, I'd give him a boxing lesson, and he
boxing lesson for 8 rounds.
He got frustrated, hit me on the back of the head, and while I was on the knee. Done me 3 times on the floor, sort of thing. So I wasn't, after that, should have never carried on. I was in no way, shape, form to get up and carry on. Feel like now, looking back, just got made to carry on. And Steve Gray had a job to do, and he didn't do it. Do you know what I mean?
No, he didn't. And I remember me and Ads were there that night, and we weren't too far from ringside, and we were just like, well, Brad's just like boxing with here, like, what's going on? And then when he we were like, oh no, and then he hit it again, and then again, and we were like,
it was just frustration. You could see it. Like, do you know what I mean? He was getting a boxing lesson round after round after round after round, and then, like, the initial shot weren't even a knockdown. This is what the thing is. It weren't. I remember seeing people going, oh, he was coming on strong, he was doing this. He weren't doing nothing. He was not doing a thing. He couldn't hit me. I rolled out and hit him on the back of the head, and that's when I took a knee. It wasn't a knockdown. I wasn't even getting counted for the knockdown, because it weren't a knockdown. No. So that was an illegal shot anyway. Then he just, you could see, like, he was just like thinking, it weren't. If he said he didn't see me that I was down, that's what he'd go with. But looking back, I was like, it wasn't until, like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was
Why
mental.
didn't Steve Gray disqualify?
Frank Warren's there screaming and shouting, telling me, get up. He's got all that going on around, everyone saying, If it was me and I'd done that to him, I'd have been out the ring, and police would have been in the change room saying I'd have assaulted him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, people know this boxing is a business side of things, and do you know what I mean? They're not getting that golden boy beat, are they? No way. By an old man. Me, I'm an old man now. I shouldn't be doing that. What I was doing to him, shouldn't be doing that. Like, oh my God, it is what it is. But
they counted you, didn't he? He didn't do anything. Steve Gray started to count you, didn't he?
No, he didn't count, because it wasn't even a knockdown, because he hit me on the back of the head, so it wasn't even a count. But then he come over, and then I remember being all day, like, I was thinking, what, like, and I just remember looking round, and then I was looking at Dom, and then Dom was like stay down, like, he was like telling me stay down. Then Steve turned his round and come and face me there. And so I couldn't even see what Dom's telling me now. Then I remember looking round and seeing Frank Warren banging on the thing, going, get him up. And then I remember him saying to me, oh, like, you getting up. And I was like, nah, I ain't getting up, no way. Yeah. And he said, if you don't get up, I'm gonna have to stop the fight. So I'm thinking, stop the fight, you're mad. Like, I've won this. I got up and he tells me, walk over there, walk back to him. Yeah. And even then you can see I'm not right. And then I think he went over and took a point of Hamzah, come back and then carried on. I think I can't remember, I think he might have dropped me again, and then the bell went, I went back to the corner and then come out, and then that's when he stopped me in the ninth. I was gone, like, the fight just changed. From that, like, could see, all before that, he couldn't even land a glove on me. It was all from that. So, and do you know what really pisses me off about it all? Like, it just got all brushed under the carpet. The full fight, you won't see that now because it was on YouTube, it was on everywhere, you could see the full fight. Yeah. You won't see that now. Like, you just see little highlights of the best bits of him, do you know what I mean? And probably him hitting me on the floor. Like, they took the full fight down, they took it, like, do you know what I mean? They know what they're doing, but...
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, you know,
I know the
man you was in there that night.
Exactly, and that
what happened.
Coming back after, like, it was probably near on 3 years then, out the ring, stepping into a fight like that, off the back of that, I knew. And even after that, I was just sick of boxing, and I probably could have still carried on now. Could still carry on now. Do you know what I mean? I still stay fit in it now, but
the talking here, and certainly the talk when we left the copper box that night was, he'll have it again. He'll go again. But then the talk was, Hamzah's team won't want it again.
Yeah. No,
so what was the fallout from there?
There was all talk of rematch this, rematch that. But his manager at the time, I don't even know if I don't think it's the same one, but I ain't even saying no names. Everyone who know who it is. But his manager at the time come straight into my changing room was that that won't happen again. That's not gonna happen again. He's drained at the weight. He's just making all excuses. That ain't gonna happen. That no. Oh my God, could never put him in the ring with you again. That's no. Then there was all talk of rematches, and then so in my head, I'm thinking his manager's telling me he ain't gonna ever do that weight again. This, that, and the other. Then they're talking about rematch, but I knew that rematch, they ain't gonna do it at that weight. So I just moved up to super welterweight, so I ain't doing it at middleweight. So I just knew I'd been around box, I knew what they're playing at. There weren't never gonna be no rematch. And then I proved my point. His next fight after me, would he box at middleweight? He didn't. He weren't gonna ever box me at super welterweight again. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So as much as they can say this, that, and the other, whatever, I know exactly what went down. There was never going to be no rematch. So.
And what are you and Hamzah like to this day? Are you fighting?
I ain't seen him. I ain't been around him or seen him. Do you know? I'd be bitter and twisted. His over 4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's like he knows. Do you know what I mean? I know. He knows. As a fighter, you know when you've been done, when you ain't been done. Like we know. I've been there and done it. Do you know what I mean? I know. I think I should have lost that really, but to do it in that sort of way and know, you know, innit? You know. So.
I think he's got you to thank. I think for where he is today, because that night probably taught him something that. Obviously, how you boxed and things, and almost giving that lesson to go on, and obviously then what he did to never do that again, sort of thing. But it's sort of shame how that folded, and that was your last time ever in a professional boxing ring. But I don't think in your mind it will be, but certainly mine that night. It won't be remembered for that. It'll be remembered for what you did in them 8 rounds. Do
you know what? That's why I would retire, and I'm happy. I'm not bitter and twisted with boxing. How I got treated and dealt, and now all that went on, I could be bitter and twisted and hate boxing and not even being involved in it. But don't get me wrong, when it happened, though, I was. But taking time and looking back, to be out the ring that long, to get in with someone like that who was this big star and gone on, and he's doing well. He's gone on to do good things, and it was my best performance through my whole career, I was happy. Do you know what I mean? And I got no regrets or nothing. I had a good go, and I'm happy. Like that performance there was if not my best performance of my whole career. Do you know what I mean?
So you were happy to shine out
happy.
like that way?
I was happy, yeah. And then obviously doing what I'm doing now and giving back and training fighters now and being on the other side of it. It's all new. It's another journey for me now. And
how did that come about? How did it come about? You training?
I was doing a bit of PTing, and then I just thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna do my trainer's license, and then I just thought I had something to do, and then I was training a young boy. I was doing PTs with him. He was still amateur at the time, but he went to turn pro. Well, Vincent, and then took him. He's just on small hall shows and boxing round, and he's doing really well. He's 9-0 now. And then Michael Hennessy come to do a few sessions with me, just one-on-ones. And then he was boxing, but he didn't have a trainer at the time. His dad Mick was doing bits with him, and he was just going around different gyms. And I just said, if you need a hand, I've got my license. I'll help him out in the corner. And we was doing sessions, and like I say, and he boxed really well. He stopped the kid and looked unbelievable. And we just gelled from then. And then from that, Fran come, and she was still amateur at the time, and she was doing bits and pieces with me. And then she obviously wanted to turn pro, and then turned pro, and then worked with her, obviously still to this day. And just Eddie Lamb had obviously Sky Nicholson. He asked me, I need someone to help with Sky. Can you help? And that's how that come about. And then it's just gone from there. That's now I'm jet setter, traveling the world, and going to Australia every other month. But it's good. I can't complain. I'm happy, and I'm like, it's to go from that to this is I've done well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, massively. And like I said, it's that, you've certainly earned it from the career that you had.
And,
not a lot of people have won the British outright, so and you had a great career. So it was nice to see you still involved in the sport and passing your knowledge on. And is it different working with female fighters to male fighters, or are they just fighters? Yeah, just
to me, there's fighters. Fran, like we're like family. We got a really good relationship. We're like Mick, like being with, obviously I started with Michael, and like they treat me like I'm one of theirs. Do you know what I mean? I'm always around the house. And you need that. You need that when you're with someone every day, and you got that bond. Like that bond, you need that to go to a certain level in this sport. You need to have that bond with your trainer, and you got to have that trust and that respect. And we've got it all. And like I say, we're like family. So it's a good bond we got. And same with Sky. We're so close, and we get on well, and we've got that relationship there. Is you can't beat that. And at the level they're fighting that, you need that with the people around you and training you. And it's good. But they're girls and boys, they're fighters to me. They're not no different. I'll probably get in trouble saying they're much better. But
do they pick your brains on certain things, like maybe how did you feel leading up to this fight? Or
do you know what? Like Fran will always ask, because she's always answering questions. But I think with the fighters I train, I think sometimes they might not even know, but they just got that respect, that knowing that I've been there and done it, and they know if I say something, or sometimes I don't need to say nothing, because I know how they're feeling, because getting to weigh in or doing this or doing that, I know, because I know how I was feeling. And sometimes I don't even have to say nothing, I just give them the nod or whatever, then they know that we just got that. They know. So, but like Fran will always ask questions, and I'll always tell her like how I dealt with something, or if I had something doing this or doing that, and they've got that respect because they know I've been there and done it. And so some people haven't got that. They haven't. Some coaches never box, have they? So they don't.
No, exactly.
They don't know. So I think I'll always have that respect from them, knowing I've boxed at a decent level and know exactly what they're going through.
Massively. So what does your future hold for Bradley, Super Bradley Skeete then?
Training your boy.
Yeah, lad, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be your next champion,
Michael's took a break, but he's back now. He's been training really well, so it'd be good to get him back this year, see him back and performing how he should be and where he was at, get him back on it. Fran, obviously she's doing really well. She's smashing it at the minute, and she's on a real good journey at the minute. She's doing really well. Sky, she hopefully all going well, get world title back and get back to winning ways, and then she's back to winning ways, but get back to world level and getting them world titles. And she's set out. She's always said she's future undisputed, so that's what we're looking at. We want that. And Rob, he's still there. He's doing well. He's on the up. So yeah, they're the fighters I work with and train with, and yeah, just the journey to the top continues.
Yeah, so the future's bright for them and for you. Perfect.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned at the start, you never went with Prince Naseem.
Yeah.
Coloured shorts. You always went with blue.
Yeah.
So where did the blue come from? And can you remember the first time you came to Boxfit?
Yeah.
And we did your shorts.
The blue, the sky blue was always my Earlsfield colours. That was my club colours. So yeah, I always kept with them.
Always wore sky blue.
Yeah, always wore sky blue. Yeah, so I remember that I always just said, like, even I might have changed it up, but I'd always have sky blue in and around or somewhere on my shorts. So yeah, and then with you guys, I think I can't remember what fight I started working with you guys with, but I just what fight was it? Can't remember. I've been punched too many times, but yeah, I was with you guys for a long time. You was always helped me and got my kits looking unbelievable. So yeah, this is the place to be, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, lad. It is. And again, really appreciate you coming down and taking time out. I know you've got to shoot off to get to the gym, lad.
Top man,
really
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Nah, anytime.
And best of luck with
you,
Sky out in Australia.
Thank you.
Don't get sunburnt too much.
I'll try not to.
No, I appreciate it, lad.
Wicked,
Thanks
you.
lads, and
Wicked,
all the best for you and your fighters in the future.
Thank you.
Cheers, lads. Well, guys, absolutely fantastic. Listen to Brad's story there. If you don't, give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube page, and give us a nice rating whenever you pick up your podcast. We just had Ben walk in as always. If you don't, give Bradley Skeete a follow there on the social media page. See the work he's doing with his fighters there, Fran Energy, helping Sky Nixon chase that world title yet again. And also have a look back at his unbelievable career and that fight with Hamzah Sheeraz. Go and watch it.
You won't see it. They took it off YouTube.
They literally have taken it off.
You won't see it.
We'll find it.
Good luck. Show me when you do.
Yeah, I will. I might have it on my phone. But no, guys, definitely check him out. And he's a great man. Won the British title outright. Not many people have done that. So it's been an absolute honour to have him on here today. And as always, tune in next week for another fantastic guest on the Be First podcast.